Good evening everyone and welcome to another episode of Video Game News, the show bringing you the latest and the freshest from the world of video gaming at least once a week. Now today we have several things to talk about, including what's happening with a few games, their communities, as well as some release dates that have been freshly announced. However, to start us off, E3 is just around the corner. In fact, the first conference, that being EA this year, begins on June 9th, which is only 3 days from now. So I want to encourage you guys to make sure to hop on the live streams when they're happening and see what new things are coming from these big developers, which is going to be EA, Microsoft, Bethesda, you know, all the usual big players, and to see what's new. Also, if that just seems as too much of a hassle, I will announce that I will be on the channel giving you coverage from all of these conferences as like a really pushed down and summarized version of what's been going on. So if you don't have the 1.5 or 2 hour time to watch the conference, you can get it all here, as soon as the conferences come out. Anyways, moving on to our news. Now, first of all, the word toxicity, in the multiplayer community is synonymous with a lot of online games out there, and it looks like Overwatch, who has been somewhat adamant about fighting this problem, is on the fight once more. The game director Jeff Kaplan has announced that the game will be receiving a update somewhere in the near future, where you will get a whole bunch of different social features that should allow you to tailor your gameplay experience exactly how you want it to be and play with the people that you want to be playing with.
We've been working on social features to really improve the gameplay experience for everybody in Overwatch.
One of the biggest features of this update is going to be this endorsement system, and as Jeff explains it, at the end of every match, you're going to be able to look at the stats and the performance of both your team and the enemy team and match them and pretty much write down in what categories they mostly excelled, which is then gonna kind of all come together into their somewhat like Overwatch profile, which will then furthermore rank them with people that would better complement their playstyle, and etc, etc. This is also another way to punish toxicity or bad behavior, in competitive games. Now, after hearing this, I think it sounds as a very interesting idea. However, I have to wait to see how it is implemented, because I think this could lead to people just strolling around and completely messing someone's gameplay experience up by just, endorsing them onto the wrong thing, or just falsely reporting them for toxic behavior. I don't know how it's gonna work, but if these changes are gonna actually function and will help with the community, then I think it's a fantastic step, and maybe other multiplayer games should be looking into something similar. And next up, Red Dead Redemption has been announced to be coming out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on October 26, 2018. Now, what a bunch of people have been slightly concerned about are all the different editions of this game and versions that you can currently purchase and pre-order. Amongst these, you get the Standard Edition, your typical run-of-the-mill game edition, for $60, a so-called Special Edition, which gives you some extra story content and extra missions, for $80, and finally the Ultimate Edition, which gives you more extra story content, gives you some live props, and gives you some extra bonus in the game in general, which you can get for $100. There's also this thing called the Collector's Box, which, what's important to note here is that it does not include the game itself, and you can get this thing separately for another $100, and it includes a whole bunch of lifelike props, in a box. It's kind of like your classical box edition, with the fact that it does not include the game, so make sure not to buy it expecting the disc to be in there. Now, I've seen a bunch of people online be somewhat unsure about this, especially about the option of pre-ordering these. However, in my opinion, Rockstar has really pulled it together on the first Red Dead Redemption, and the game was fantastic. So if you're going to pre-order anything, I would feel a lot more comfortable pre-ordering something like this than, for example, going for something completely new and like a new IP. So I generally am not a huge fan of pre-orders, but if that's your thing, I recommend you to go for it, and at least you're going to be able to tell us how the game is a little bit earlier. And coming up next, once again, we're talking about Warframe. That's been like a story for the past 3 video game news videos. But anyways, the Sacrifice cinematic quest is yet closer again, because Warframe is only a few hours ago actually, dropped a new website as well as a teaser which is showing Ballas with his crazy glowing eyes on top of the golden tree, which Warframe's Twitter account has been using as a profile picture for some time. And this website will link to two specific things. Number one, you can get a small gift, if you will, for your ship if you already have your Warframe account linked to the Warframe website, where you can get an Orkin tea set as a decoration for your list set. And you can also watch the teaser here. Now granted, it doesn't actually show that much from the quest, it mostly shows a recap of what's previously happened in the big quests, meaning the Second Dream and the War Within, and it does a bunch of voiceovers and shows some pretty interesting imagery, but overall for me it did not reveal anything, which I think is great. I want this to remain a mystery until it comes out, which has been confirmed by Warframe to be somewhere during June. They have also said that there will be no major updates until this thing is released, which once again makes me think that it is happening soon. It might be this week, it might be next week, or it might be the one after. But anyways, make sure to hop into Warframe, get your Arcane tea set, format your weapons, and get ready for this thing to drop. Because I and a lot of other people think that this is gonna be epic. And on the topic of things happening soon, Battlefield 5's release date has been officially published, and it is now put on October 19, 2018, which is also right around the corner, right after the summer. Now of course, at this current time you can already place your pre-orders for the standard edition or the deluxe edition, and so far it seems like Battlefield is holding up to their promise of not including any premium battle passes or that type of content, as everything that you get in the deluxe edition is mostly, from what I understood, cosmetic, as well as a 3-day early access to the game. So technically speaking, you can get your hands on the Battlefield a little bit earlier than everyone else. To me, this is mostly okay. If that is worth that much to you that you'd be willing to pay, you know, $20 extra for it, go for it. I personally am probably not gonna do it, but if that's your thing, go for it. I encourage you to do so, and you know, at least gonna be a bit better than everyone else when they finally hop in the game. And finally, as a totally final thing, this is not really a news story, more of a speculation. There's been a lot of debate in the community whether Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red is gonna make an appearance on E3 2018. Now, nothing is currently confirmed, there are speculations. We do know that CD Projekt Red are coming to this year's E3, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean anything, as E3 isn't just a place to reveal your games to the public, but also a place for a lot of developers to talk and discuss stuff with the publishers behind closed doors that the public never gets to see. I personally would be really excited to learn more about this game because we haven't really gotten much. We only know the basics, and we've had that one like mood trailer or whatever you want to call it for quite some time now, and I'm really thirsty and hungry for them to release something more about this game. But you know, if they don't, I'm sure they have a good reason for it. Maybe they're just not ready, or they don't have enough to show yet. But anyways, I will leave you with that speculation. Let me know down in the comments below if you think CD Projekt Red will reveal at least another trailer or something more about their upcoming Cyberpunk game. Or if not, when do you think we're going to be getting any news on it, or even the game itself? Anyways, that is it from me for today's news. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check back in for more, and I'll make sure to do more. I wish you all a beautiful rest of today, and I'm gonna see you all in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.